Imagine a country smaller than West Virginia, with fewer people than Oregon. Now imagine that country invented the necktie you might be wearing right now. A country where a Roman palace has 3,000 people still living inside its walls, 1,700 years after the emperor built it. Where Nikola Tesla was born, in a village so small you'd miss it on a map. Where 1,200 islands drift across the Adriatic like spilled pearls. And where there's a philosophy, fiaka, that in India monks meditate for years to reach. In Croatia, they get it for free every summer afternoon. Croatia looks like a boomerang. It curves around Bosnia and Herzegovina like a protective arm, bordering 5 countries at once. The land, 21,000 square miles, smaller than West Virginia. But look at the coast, 3,600 miles of coastline. If you unrolled it, it would reach from New York to Los Angeles. How? Because Croatia is not just coast, it's 1,244 islands, islets, and rocks scattered along the Adriatic, more than any Mediterranean country except Greece, and only 48 are permanently inhabited. The rest are wild, empty. Yours to sail past at sunset with no one else in sight. Then there's the human paradox. Croatia has 3.87 million people today, fewer than Oregon. But it had 4.77 million in 1990, meaning the country has quietly lost 900,000 people. A whole Wyoming gone. We'll come back to that. Yet the numbers surprise you. GDP per capita, $30,000. Life expectancy, 78.5 years. Human Development Index ranked 41st in the world. Small, but not small at all. Numbers give you size. The real story begins with people. Walk down the Riva in Split at sunset. Notice something. Croatian women are tall, among the tallest on earth, alongside the Dutch and Serbians. But height isn't what makes them stand out. It's a certain presence. Croatians have a saying. Girls from Dalmatia have a special temper. They argue passionately. They love passionately. They laugh loud enough to rattle wine glasses. Nothing performative, just alive. Now, achievement. Janica Kostelic, born in Zagreb, 1982. She came from a country with almost no proper ski resorts, yet she became the greatest female alpine skier in history. 4 Olympic gold medals, 3 World Cup overall titles from a nation that barely has Alps. Blanka Vlasic, twice world champion in the high jump. Sandra Perkovic, 2 Olympic golds in discus. Kolinda Grabar Kitarovic, Croatia's first female president. The photo of her hugging the French team at the 2018 World Cup, drenched in the rain, went around the world. Here's a number that surprises people. Around 46% of Croatia's STEM workforce is female, higher than the EU average. Let me tell you about Anna, 34, from Osijek. Today she leads an AI team at Infobip, Croatia's first tech unicorn. 2 kids. She takes them to the beach every August, no laptop. Then she comes back and ships software to 50 countries. Anna isn't the exception in Croatia, she's the new normal. When the sun sets on the Adriatic, Croatia shows you a different side. Var Island, population about 4,000. A tiny fishing town no one outside Croatia knew about 20 years ago. Today, every summer, yachts arrive from Monaco, from London, from Miami. Picture the main square, 15th century marble, polished by 500 years of feet. Restaurants set tables outside under lantern light. The waiter brings grilled scampi and a glass of Plavak Mali, its genetic cousin California Zinfandel. Above the town, Hula Hula, a rooftop bar, not the loud EDM kind, live jazz. Some evenings, ambient. A young Croatian woman in linen sits with 3 friends, laughing about nothing in particular, sipping Aperol Spritz. She's not performing, she's just here. That's Croatian nightlife, not the biggest club, the smallest details, done well. In Split, the Riva at 10 p.m. glows amber under the walls of Diocletian's palace. Couples walk. Kids run past with gelato. Nobody's in a hurry. In Dubrovnik after 10, when the cruise ships have left, the old town goes quiet. You find Buja Bar. It's literally a hole in the fortress wall. You crouch through the opening and emerge onto a stone terrace, suspended 100 feet above the black Adriatic. Just wine, the sound of waves, and the stars. That's the elegance of Croatian night. It doesn't shout, it whispers. But behind the golden evenings, Croatia faces a question. Croatia is losing itself, not to war, not to disaster, to something quieter and harder to fight. In 1990, Croatia had 4,777,000 people. Today, 3,876,000. That's a loss of 900,000 human beings in 36 years. An entire Wyoming gone. The OECD projects Croatia will drop to 3.1 million by 2060. The reason? When Croatia joined the European Union in 2013, the borders opened. Doctors, nurses, engineers, young graduates left to Germany, to Ireland, to Austria, where salaries are 3 to 4 times higher for the same work. Then there's over-tourism in 2024. Croatia welcomed 20 million visitors, 5 times the population. Tourism now makes up 20% of the entire economy. A University of Barcelona study found 40% of homes inside Dubrovnik's old town are now Airbnbs. Rents jumped 250% since 2015. 600 long-term residents have moved out. But here's what matters. Croatia is not just naming the problem, it's acting. 700 million euros committed in 2025 to demographic support, doubling the birth bonus, extending parental leave. From 2026, Dubrovnik limits cruise ships to 2 per day, with only 4,000 passengers inside the walls at any moment. There's a city where the walls have been standing continuously since the 8th century. Dubrovnik, the pearl of the Adriatic. The walls form a ring 1.9 kilometers around, 82 feet tall, 20 feet thick in places. Walking the full circuit takes an hour and a half. Every step you look down over terracotta roofs, over the sea, over history. For 450 years, from 1358 to 1808, Dubrovnik was the independent Republic of Ragusa, a tiny maritime power that rivaled Venice. In 1416, Ragusa abolished slavery. 400 years before Britain did. They also invented modern quarantine. When plague ships arrived in 1377, Ragusa held them offshore for 40 days. 40 giorni. That's where we got the English word quarantine. In late 1991, during the Croatian War of Independence, the city was shelled for 3 months straight. Look carefully at the walls today, you'll still see the scars. Then, the 2010s, a new army arrived. HBO's Game of Thrones. Dubrovnik became King's Landing. Cersei's Walk of Shame, the Jesuit Staircase. The Battle of the Blackwater, Fort Lovrijenac. Tourism jumped over 200% in 5 years. Two hours by car from Zagreb, you turn off the highway. You walk down a wooden boardwalk, and you stop breathing. Plitvice Lakes National Park. 16 turquoise lakes cascading down a valley, connected by 92 waterfalls. 30,000 hectares, close to the size of Grand Canyon National Park. 18 kilometers of wooden boardwalks weave through the forest, hovering inches above the water. The lakes are that impossible cyan blue because of dissolved calcium carbonate. Over centuries, the mineral hardens into travertine dams, which is why the lakes form staircases. Living geology. In winter, the falls freeze into cathedrals of ice. Plitvice became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979, before Yellowstone had that status. Then there's Croatia, 45 minutes from Split. 7 waterfalls in a row. The main one, Skradinski Buk, drops 150 feet over mossy limestone. You can paddle a kayak right up to the base, and that's only 2 of Croatia's 8 national parks. Kornati, 89 uninhabited islands. Risnjak, brown bear country. Northern Velebit, where griffon vultures ride the thermals. The word is klapper. In old Dalmatian dialect, a group of friends, klapper is a form of a cappella singing. No instruments. 4 to 10 men stand in a half circle, 1 lead tenor, a second tenor, a baritone, a bass. The lead starts, the others answer. The sound fills a stone square like a wave. They sing about the sea, about home, about red wine, about a woman who left. Nothing dramatic, just harmony, older than the church behind them. UNESCO added Klapa to its intangible heritage list in 2012. And then there's the Sinjska Alka, every first Sunday of August. In the town of Sinji, inland from Split, men in 18th century armor mount horses. They gallop full speed down a track 160 meters long. They aim a lance at a small iron ring, the Alka, hanging 3 meters above the ground. Hit the center, 3 points. This tournament has been held continuously since 1715, over 300 years. It commemorates the day when 700 Croatian defenders held off 60,000 Ottoman soldiers and won UNESCO heritage since 2010. 1,244 islands. Only 48 are permanently inhabited. The rest, wild pine, white limestone, empty coves, waiting, each has a character. Ra, the sunniest island in the Adriatic. 2,700 hours of sunshine a year. More than Miami, its lavender fields turn purple in June. Brač, home to Zlatni Rat Beach, a 500-meter tongue of white pebbles that literally shifts direction with the wind. On every top 10 beaches list from Lonely Planet. Vis, the farthest inhabited island, off-limits to foreigners during Yugoslav times. Today, it's the last place in Croatia that still feels untouched. Korčula, according to legend. This is where Marco Polo was born in 1254. And then the cave. Off the small island of Biševo, the Modra Špilja, the Blue Cave. For about 1 hour a day, between 11:30 and 12:30, sunlight enters through a submerged opening and illuminates the entire cave in a glow of impossible neon blue. You may have seen it in Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, Ryan Reynolds and Salma Hayek swimming in the real Blue Cave. In the year 295 AD, a Roman emperor named Diocletian decided to retire. That alone is remarkable. Most Roman emperors were murdered. Diocletian just quit and went home. Home was a coastal town called Aspalathos. He built a palace, 3.2 hectares, high walls, 4 gates, columns of granite shipped from Egypt. When the Roman Empire fell, local families fleeing invaders took refuge inside the palace walls. And they never left. 1,700 years later, 3,000 people still live inside Diocletian's palace. It's the historical core of Split, Croatia's second largest city. Let me paint this for you. You walk through a Roman gate. On your left, a laundromat. On your right, a coffee shop selling espresso for €1.50. Ahead, the 4th century peristyle courtyard, 4 columns of Egyptian black granite. In the corner, a woman hangs her laundry from a window carved by Roman masons. A cat crosses the marble. The cathedral was originally Diocletian's mausoleum. The emperor was buried there. Then, in the 7th century, Christians converted it into a church. UNESCO 1979. There is no other palace on earth like this. Croatia is a small country, but the list of things it gave the world is not small. Start with a name you know. Nikola Tesla, born 1856, in Smiljan, in the Lika region. Over 700 patents, alternating current, radio, X-rays. Almost every electrical device in your home traces back to something Tesla imagined. Faust Vrancic, 1595, jumped from a tower in Venice testing Homo volans, the flying man. The first working parachute, 2 centuries before the Montgolfier brothers, Slavoljub Penkala, 1906, patented the mechanical pencil. Croatians still call a pen a penkala today. And then, there's the tie. In the 17th century, Croatian mercenaries served the French army under Louis XIII. They wore small knotted red scarves. King Louis called them cravates, from the French word for Croat. That's the origin of the modern necktie. Croatia celebrates Cravat Day every October 18th. Modern chapter, Rimac Automobili, founded in Zagreb by Matej Rimac in his garage at 21. Today, the Rimac Nevera is the fastest production electric car in the world, 0 to 60 in 1.74 seconds. Mate is now co-CEO of Bugatti Rimac with Porsche. If Croatia has kept your interest, drop a pomalo in the comments. Dalmatian for take it slow. so I know you're still with me. Peka is not a dish, it's a technique. Take lamb, or veal, or octopus. Add potatoes, garlic, rosemary, olive oil. Place it in a heavy iron pan. Cover it with a metal dome, also called a peka, 22 pounds of solid iron. Bury the dome under hot coals. Wait 2.5 hours. Don't check. When you lift the lid, the smell hits you first, then the meat, falling off the bone. Potatoes, golden, soaked in drippings. Everything tastes slow because it was slow. Most Konoba taverns need 24 hours notice for a peka. It's not restaurant food, it's family food. Now, krieni risotto, black risotto, made with cuttlefish, squid, olive oil, red wine and the ink of the squid. The dish comes out black. Like night, your teeth will be black by the end. Locals call it the mark of the sea. Then there's Istrian truffle pasta, with white truffle from Motovan Forest and olive oil from Istria, often ranked the world's best. The Croatians call it Bjeloglavi sup, the white-headed griffin, the largest vulture in Europe. Wingspan, 9 feet across, about the length of a full-size SUV. There's an island called Cres, in the Kavarna Bay. On its eastern cliffs, 70 to 80 breeding pairs of griffon vultures. One of only 5 places left in the whole Mediterranean where this bird still nests. Here's the strange part. Griffon chicks, at 3 to 4 months old, have to jump. They stand on cliff ledges 40 to 100 meters above the sea. Their parents don't push them. There's no gentle first flight. They just leap. Many don't. They fall short. They land in the sea. They can't take off from water, so they drown. That's why there's the Belly Visitor Center on Cres. Volunteers on boats rescue young griffons from the water each year. Locals call them volandini, the little flyers. Here's what matters. Griffons don't hunt anyone. They're nature's cleanup crew. On Cres today, 80 griffon pairs and only 3,000 human residents. On that island, the vultures outnumber the villagers. Croatia also has over 1,000 wild Eurasian brown bears, more than almost anywhere in Europe outside Scandinavia. They roam the Dinaric Alps. You can sit quietly in a wooden hide at dusk and wait for one to arrive. Every October 18th, the streets of Zagreb fill with people wearing red neckties. It's Cravat Day, Croatia's official celebration that they invented the tie. In 2003, locals wrapped an 800-meter cravat around the Roman amphitheater in Pula. It's in the Guinness Book. Today, small Croatian workshops still make handmade silk ties, sold to boutiques in Milan, Tokyo, New York. $150 to $400 each, but Cravat Day is playful. What I want to tell you next isn't. On the island of Var, every Maundy Thursday, the night before Good Friday, 6 villages hold a procession called Za Križan. Following the cross, one person from each village carries a wooden cross. They begin at dusk. They walk 25 kilometers through the night under candlelight, visiting every other village. They arrive back home at dawn. This ritual has taken place every year without skipping since the 15th century. Not during Ottoman raids, not during Napoleon, not during World War II, not during COVID. UNESCO Intangible Heritage since 2009. While the modern world forgets 6 small villages every year, 25 kilometers under stars. Croatia knows how to hold on to its past, but it also knows how to live in the future. 3 big things happened to Croatia in the last decade. 2013, Croatia joined the European Union. 2023, it adopted the euro. That same month, it joined the passport-free Schengen area. Today, the A1 highway runs from Zagreb through the Dinaric Alps down to Ploče. 310 miles of Autobahn-quality road. It cuts through the mountains via the Sveti Rock Tunnel, nearly 6 kilometers of straight tunnel through solid rock. Croatia was one of the first EU countries to launch a digital nomad visa in 2021. From 2025, it's been extended to 12 months. Here's the interesting part. If you're on that visa, you don't pay Croatian income tax. Average gross salary in 2026, $2,360 a month, 40% lower than Germany. but plenty for how people actually live here. Healthcare, universal. Maternity leave, 6 months at full salary. University free, unemployment 3.7%, a historic low. The wild card? Rimac. Mate Rimac started his company in a Croatian garage. Today he runs Bugatti Rimac, building hypercars outside Zagreb. There's also Infobip, Croatia's first unicorn, Photomath, sold to Google. That's how Croatians live, modern in every real sense, while still keeping fjaka, still keeping peka, still keeping klapa. And before I let you go, here's how you can actually see it for yourself. Here's what you need to know to come see Croatia yourself. When to go? Spring, April to June. Flowers bloom, sea starts to warm, fewer crowds. Summer, peak festivals. But the most expensive, prices jump 60 to 100%. Fall, my favorite. Sea still warm, prices drop. Truffle season in Istria. Winter, Advent Zagreb, voted Europe's best Christmas market multiple times. What it costs. Budget $65 to $100 a day. Mid-range $135 to $190. Luxury $350 and up. Dubrovnik city walls, booked online, $35. JFK to Zagreb in shoulder season, $600 to $900 round trip, visa. US citizens, no visa for 90 days. But from late 2026, you'll need ETIAS. €20, 10 minutes online, valid 3 years, tips. Never refuse a rakija, the family shot from your host. Sip it, say vala. Don't eat gelato while walking through Dubrovnik's old town. There's a fine of $330. Croatia uses the euro now, not the kuna. Those are things you can Google. Here's what you can't. There's a word in Croatia, pomalo. It doesn't have a clean English translation. Roughly, slowly, take it easy, but that's not really the point. It's the way a mother in Split stirs her coffee for 15 minutes without checking her phone. It's the way an old fisherman in Viz pulls in his net at dawn, no matter what the market's doing. It's the way a teenager on VAR waits at a red light without honking. It's the way a stranger in Dubrovnik stops what they're doing to point you toward your hotel and offer you a shot of Rakija, Croatia. The land of stone walls, 1,200 islands, and a philosophy older than the palace at Split. And maybe the last place on earth where you can learn to slow down without even trying. If this video showed you a different Croatia, drop a pomalo in the comments, so I know you made it to the end. If you've been to Croatia or dreaming of going, tell me your story below. Hit like, subscribe, turn on the bell. Next week we're going somewhere completely different. Any guesses? Share this video with someone who needs to see Croatia. Thank you for watching. Bok.